And it's interesting because, once again, for some homework for tonight, why don't you go out online and find a movie called Endgame? It's available online. It's free. It's also available in the Sharon Public Library. But it'll give you an understanding of what Monsanto and these globalists have been up to and how they want to reduce the Earth's population. Maybe you want to see one of our previous shows on the Georgia Guidestones. As a consideration. Okay, how about this? The World According to Monsanto. That's up on the web. Why don't you learn about this stuff? Okay, but anyway, you'll love this. Around 75% of our processed foods contain some form of genetically modified ingredients. This is from Salem Morgan out of today's Salem News, reports that a joint experiment by Russian National Association of Gene Security and the Institute of Ecological Evolution Problems has revealed that hamsters fed genetically modified GM foods, produce grandchildren that are unable to come, to make a fourth generation. And I love this quote from him, where I'll say it again, are they attempting to feed the world, or is it population control? We have a new science czar. That's right. Barry Soetoro, our president. He got a new science czar. Holdren, I think, was his name. And what did he do? But write a book called Ecoscience. And in Ecoscience, he said they were going to put stuff in our food. Did the science czar for Barry Soetoro, did he really say that? Did he say they'd put stuff in our water? Do they put stuff in your water in Sharon? Stuff that you found out if you watched my show that they put in the concentration camps in Germany? Did they say that they'd put stuff in your vaccines? Maybe it's time you read Ecoscience. Maybe it's time you start understanding that, maybe this whole CIA thing, let's see. You had Bush, who ran the CIA. Then you had Clinton, Mena, Arkansas, moving drugs. Remember Iran-Contra, moving cocaine into the country. Oh, yeah, the government was caught shipping the cocaine in. We'll get into that in another show. But then you had, Bush again, son of CIA guy. And now you've got Obama, who travels around the world in the 80s on Pakistani passports. Yeah, what was he doing in Pakistan? What are they doing in Pakistan now? We'll get into that. Okay, Americans of all walks of life, mostly without prior political experience, are running for political office to take the power back. This is good news. Here's some high-beat news for you, and that is, and around here, especially in Sharon, we should do likewise, because watch one of my following shows where I go into my representative. When I say my, he does not represent me. Mr. Barnard Frank, the scum of the earth. But in this case, what you have is you have people, everyone from returning veterans, to veterans anyway, to all sorts of people running for office. That's good. That's people getting involved in government. Things you should consider, Here's one for you. Show them the picture. This is Illinois state representatives say, we want the military on our streets. Please, Chicago's getting so bad that we're calling the National Guard to play policemen. Do you know what happens to countries that use their military as police? Not usually a good thing. Okay. Here's another, some more news. Show them the picture. A bill is now pending in the Senate that would give control over all American seed, health supplements, and food and farming to the United Nations. You think I'm kidding? This is what your representatives are doing in Washington. Giving power, to some global body. It's important because this is your ability to cultivate. And here in Sharon, we have a gentleman who grows really big pumpkins. Well, I hope he's allowed to in the future. Should find out what we're talking about, The food freedom of 2010, I've got a little piece on it I should show you. But I want you to understand that this has been in the plan. This is well planned, well documented, years and years in advance. So now, I promised some police stuff. So the first thing I want to give you is, remember, the definition of terrorism, to scare people, just the fact to scare people, to terrorize them. Well, here's what the state of Pennsylvania is running for advertisements. Here's your big brother thing. Ask me if this isn't to scare people into compliance. I like how they say, not only do we know where you live, Bill, Bob, or Ted, nice house, nice car. What's next? We'll take your children, nice family. This is like the mafia. Hey, this is a nice restaurant. Maybe you want to pay us, huh? Or maybe an accident happens in your kitchen, huh? So here's a little piece from the Pennsylvania revenue people.
Your name is Tom. You live just off of 5th Street. Nice car, Tom. Nice house. What's not so nice is you owe Pennsylvania $4,212 in back taxes. Listen, Tom, we can make this easy. Pay online by June 18th, and we'll skip your penalty and take half off your interest. Because, Tom, we do know who you are.
Pretty sick, pretty Orwellian. And you'd think I was kidding if I said they were doing it. Now you've seen it. This is what you can expect. This is what's coming. Now's a good time to wake up. Here's another little piece. This just is to show you, and there are asset forfeit seizure laws now. Let's see how they're used. A little bit of history.
If police suspect that you committed a crime, they can arrest you and put you on trial. At that trial, prosecutors must prove you are guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. But if police suspect your car was involved in a crime, they can take it, sell it, and in most places, pocket the proceeds to pad their budgets. They need not prove you committed any crime or even arrest you to take your property away. Welcome to the upside-down world of civil asset forfeiture. With civil forfeiture, your property is guilty until you prove it innocent to get it back. And because most state and federal laws allow police and prosecutors to pocket the proceeds, they have a big incentive to pursue profits, not justice. How big? In 1986, the Justice Department's forfeiture fund took in $94 million. Now, it has more than $1 billion. State and local agencies receive forfeiture funds too. But we don't know how much because most states don't publicly report on forfeiture. No surprise, abuse is rampant. One New York police department spent forfeiture funds on food, gifts, and entertainment. In Georgia, forfeiture funds paid for football tickets for a DA's office. And a DA in Texas used forfeiture dollars to buy TV ads for his re-election campaign. Meanwhile, citizens are seeing cash, cars, and other property taken away for the flimsiest of reasons. Carrying too much cash? Police can accuse you of selling drugs or laundering money and seize it. No conviction or even arrest required. An Institute for Justice study grades state laws on how well they protect people from wrongful forfeitures. Only 3 states receive a B or better. The rest range from mediocre to awful. And so does federal law. Worse, a federal legal loophole allows police and prosecutors to bypass state protections and keep pocketing forfeiture money. IJ's research shows that the easier and more profitable these laws make forfeiture, the more it is used and abused. It's time to end civil forfeiture. People shouldn't have their property taken away without being convicted of a crime. And law enforcement shouldn't be policing for profit.
So now you know a little bit about what's going and what's possible and what you can expect in the future. And once again, if you keep on giving this government or any government power, you know, absolute power does what absolutely? Do you follow the money? Do you see what's going on? Do you see the police state we're creating? And with this is a little clip I want to show you out of Police State 4, a recent Alex Jones movie that just came out. I highly recommend you watch it. It's available online to watch. But here's a little piece, and it'll start, you know, it goes over the most recent, the Liar Liar Pants on Fire. Remember we had an underwear bomber on Christmas? So for days and days, when everybody's home for the holidays, what did you see constantly, constantly, constantly? And I'll ask you once again, who's terrorizing you? Question number 1. Question number 2, who's benefiting? And question number 3, can you see the police state as it grows around you?
And we have this same pattern that we've seen again and again. We have these individuals that have very limited mental equipment, but nevertheless they're able to work miracles. In other words, they can do things that a normal person would never be able to do. You'd be arrested, you'd be questioned, you'd be searched, you'd be stopped in some way.
He gets out of countries, he's disheveled, looks like he's drugged, stumbling around. I mean, this is classic.
He doesn't get on any serious list of for scrutiny or special search. And then we have this famous story of the well-dressed Indian who accompanies him.